Assalamualaikum and good day to my respected lecturer. Welcome to my individual presentation for Pedagogy in Education. My name is Nurul Iffa Qistina with metric number MC-O23 from section MC-O23. Today I'll be presenting three major theoretical approaches to learning, which are the behaviorist, cognitive, and humanistic approaches. I will explain their key principles, demonstrate how each theory is applied in a Malaysian classroom context, and also provide a critical analysis of their strengths and limitations. Let us begin. So to give you an overview of today's presentation, here is my outline. First, we will examine the behaviorist school of thought, focusing on classical and operant conditioning. Second, we'll explore the cognitive school of thought, looking at information processing and metacognition. The third one, we will discuss the humanist school of thought, emphasizing self-actualization and student-centered learning. Finally, we will compare these three theories through a brief critical analysis before concluding with a look at our submission requirements. This presentation directly connected to several topics from our Pedagogy in Education module on CN, specifically on topics 2, 3, 4, and 8, showing how pedagogical content, knowledge or PCK, helps the teachers choose the right method for the right classroom situation. Let us start with our first theoretical approaches, the behaviorist school of thought. Behaviorism focuses on what we can observe and measure. Instead of looking at the internal mental process, behaviorists define learning as a change in observable behavior caused by external stimuli and environment. So the core assumption of behaviorism is that learning occurs through conditioning, that is, establishing connection between a stimulus and a response. There are two main types of conditioning. First, classical conditioning, developed by Ivan Pavlov, which this explains how learners associate a natural stimulus with an unconditioned stimulus to produce an automatic response. In school, for example, hearing the school bell can automatically make students feel relief or excited because they know the class or some specific subjects ended at that time. So the second one is operant conditioning, pioneered by B.F. Skinner. Skinner believed that behavior is shaped by its consequences. If a behavior is followed by a positive reward or positive reinforcement, the behavior is more likely to be repeated. On the other hand, if a behavior results in punishment, it is less likely to happen again. John Watson also contributes significantly by emphasizing that psychology should only study observable actions. Now, how do we apply the behaviorism in a Malaysian classroom? Let us consider Year 4 mathematics class following the KSSR curriculum in a Malaysian primary school. Primary students often struggle with staying focused during repetitive tasks, such as memorizing multiplication tables. To encourage good habits, a Malaysian teacher can implement a token economics system, which is a classic operant conditioning strategy. So here is how it works in practice. Whenever students complete their math drill currently or show good behavior, the teacher can award them the small stars or stem token on a chart. Once a student collects 10 stamps or the specific amount of stamps, they can exchange them for small rewards, such as 5 minutes of educational computer games or becoming the class leader for the day. Immediate feedbacks and positive reconfirmants keep young learners motivated, while clear rules help maintain disciplines during classroom routine. So moving on to our second approaches, the cognitive, the school of thought. Unlike behaviorists, cognitive view the brain not as a passive recipient of stimuli, but as an active computer that process, store, and retrieve informations. The core principle of cognitism is that learning involves internal mental structures called schemas. Prominent theories like Jean Piaget explains how learners assimilate new information into existing schemas or accommodate their schemas when encountering new ideas. A fundamental concept here is the information processing model. Information entered through sensory memory moves into a working memory, which can only hold around 5 to 9 items at once and is then encoded into long-term memory. Another crucial element is metacognition, or thinking about thinking, popularized by John Flavel. Metacognition helps learners plan, monitor, and evaluate their own learning process, making them more independent. Let us look at a realistic application in Form 4 History class under the KSSM syllabus. Malaysian secondary school students face heavy content demands, especially when studying complex historical events like the factor leading to World War II. To avoid cognitive overload, a history teacher can use cognitive strategies like graphic organizers and chunking. Instead of reading long paragraphs, the teacher asks students to construct a cause and effect mind map using digital tools like Canva or a butcher paper. The teacher also uses a KWL chart, asking students what they know, what they want to know, and what they learned. At the end of the lesson, the teacher uses @zipticat, asking why strategy helped you remember these historical dates today. These prompt students to practice metacognitions and take charge of their own memory processes. Let us explore our third theoretical perspective, which is the humanist school of thought. Humanism shifts our focus back to the learner as a whole person, emphasizing emotions, well-being, personal growth, and also self-expression. The core assumption of humanism is that humans being a natural desire to learn and achieve self-actualization, which means reaching one's full potential. According to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basic psychological, safety, and emotional needs, such as feeling safe and having a sense of belongings, must be satisfied before higher level cognitive learning can take place. Carl Rogers, another key humanist theory, introduced the person-centered approach. He argued that a teacher should not be as authoritarian instructor who delivers all answers, but as a facilitator who creates a safe, empathic, and trusting environment where students feel valued. In the Malaysian classroom context, humanism aligns well with Pentaksiran Bidik Darjah (PBD), which aims to assess students holistically rather than relying solely to exam scores. So let's imagine for Form 2 English Language Literature lesson where students are studying a short story. Instead of giving everyone a standard written worksheet, the teacher uses choice board to offer students autonomy. Students can choose how they will demonstrate their understanding. So option A is to perform a short role play drama based on the short story they got. Option B is to record a 2-minute podcast analyzing the main characters. And the third option, which is option C, is to create a visual poster. Furthermore, the teacher begins the lesson with a quick emotional check-in. allowing students to share how they feel using like sticky notes anonymously. This builds emotional safety, respect learners' identity, and also foster intrinsic motivation. To critically analyze these three approaches, let us compare their primary strengths and also limitations when applied to real learners in schools. For behaviorism, its main strength is that it is highly effective for classroom management, establishing clear routines and also mastering basic foundational skills. However, its limitation is that it relies heavily on extrinsic motivation and neglect internal mental process, which can result superficial learning. For cognitivism, its key strength is that it helps learner develop a deep understanding, critical thinking, and also problem solving skills through active mental organizations. But its limitation is not internal cognitive processes cannot be directly observed, making it harder for teachers to access individual learning barriers in real time. So finally, for humanism, its greatest strength is that it promotes emotional well-being, self-esteem, and also intrinsic motivation by respecting student choice. However, its limitation is that it can lack a structure, also clear boundaries, which makes it challenging to implement in larger Malaysian classrooms with tight examination deadlines. In the conclusion, no single teaching choice is superior to the others. As effective Malaysian educators, developing strong pedagogical context knowledge (PCK) means knowing how to combine all these three approaches. We can use behavioral strategy to establish order, cognitive strategies to structure complex content, and also humanistic strategies to care for our students' emotions needs. So all required components, including this pre-record video link, instruction slides, and APA reference, have been compiled according at UNITAR's guideline. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.